Hi, my name is Chung Dong from the Ranks Research Lab. This lecture will cover a brief overview of computer vision, focusing on its application in connected and autonomous vehicles. So computer vision is the field study that enables machine to analyze and process visual image or video intelligently, similar to how humans do. It involves training machines to learn and understand image at the pixel level through training and validation. Next, we will look into computer vision task. Um, Computer vision tasks can be broadly classified into four main categories. First is classification, which is the task of assigning a label to an input based on its feature. It is a supervised learning approach where the goal is to predict a discrete class label. Localization involves identifying the specific location of an object within an image. It provides the coordinate of the bounding box around the object. Object detection combines both classification and localization. It identifies and classifies multiple objects within an image and provide their bounding box. And lastly, segmentation involves partitioning an image into multiple segments or regions, often corresponding to different objects or part of objects. Next, we will discuss how computer vision works, which consists of three basic steps: acquiring, processing, and understanding image. The first step is called acquiring. Just like how humans use their eyes to capture visual information from their surrounding, machines use sensors like camera and LiDAR to gather visual data. As such, these steps involve capturing images, which can be large sets in real time through videos, photos, or 3D technology. The next step is called processing. In this step, deep learning models automate much of the image processing. These models are typically trained by being fed thousands of labeled or pre-identified images. The goal here is to prepare the image data so that it can be accurately interpreted by the machine. And lastly, we have understanding. Just like our brain identifies and makes sense of objects in scene we observe, allowing us to understand and interact with our environment, this step is where the processed image is analyzed to identify or classify object within it. For instance, this could involve recognizing specific objects, detecting pattern, or categorizing different elements of the image. Next, we will discuss convolutional neural network or CNNs, which are a class of deep neural network particularly effective for image processing tasks and one of the most common technique used in computer vision. So let's break down the four main operations involving in CNNs. First, we have the convolutional layers. These layers apply a convolution operation to the input, passing the result to the next layer. Each convolutional layer uses a set of filters to extract features like edges, texture, or shapes from the image. Filters are small matrices that slide over the input image to produce a feature map, highlighting important features in different regions of the image. For example, an edge detection filter will respond strongly to areas of the image where edges are present, creating a map of edges within the image. Next, there's nonlinearity. After convolution, we apply a nonlinear activation function, such as a ReLU function, to introduce nonlinear into the model. This helped the network learn more complex patterns. Without this nonlinearity, the network would not be able to model the complex relationship needed for an accurate image recognition. Then we have the pooling layers. Pooling reduces the dimensionality of each feature map, but retains the most important information. This reduces computational load and helps in making the detection process invariant to small translation of the input image. Common types of pooling include max pooling, which take the maximum value in each patch of the feature map, or average pooling, which takes the average value. And finally, we have the fully connected layers. These layers are similar to traditional neural network, where each neuron is connected to every neuron in the previous layer. They integrate the features learned by the convolutional and pooling layers to perform the final classification. The fully connected layer act as a high-level reasoning part of the network where actual decision-making process take place. And one common and effective CV architecture using CNNs is the YOLO architecture. YOLO is known for its efficiency and accuracy in object detection tasks, as it simultaneously predicts multiple bounding boxes and class probabilities for those boxes in a single evaluation. You guys will get to explore it later in our lab. Next, we will discuss the role of computer vision tasks in autonomous driving. So, object detection for, for autonomous driving is a critical component in ensuring the safety and functionality of autonomous vehicles. It involves identifying and classifying multiple objects within an image and determining their location. The key technology used in object detection is LiDAR, which creates a 3D map of the surrounding. This allows the vehicles to understand the shapes and distance of objects around it, even in low light conditions. Or radar, which detect the speed and distance of the object. Radar is particularly useful in adverse weather conditions like fog, rain, or snow, where visual system might struggle. And cameras, which provide high resolution images for detailed object recognition. They capture visual information, allowing the vehicles to identify and classify objects such as pedestrians, other vehicles, traffic sign, road marking. It is essential for understanding the visual context of the driving. Next, we have segmentation. Segmentation is the process of partitioning an image into multiple segments or region, as I already told you, often corresponding to different objects or part of objects. There are two main types of segmentation used in autonomous driving, semantic segmentation and instance segmentation. Semantic segmentation assigns a class label to each pixel in the image. For example, it can differentiate between the road, sidewalk, vehicles, pedestrian, and other objects by coloring each class with a different color. And instant segmentation goes a step further by not only assigning a class label to each pixel, but also differentiating between distant instances of the same object. For example, it can distinguish between two different cars in the same image. It is used in road segmentation, which differentiate between drivable or non-drivable areas, or lane marking detection, which identify lane boundaries to keep the vehicle centered in its lane, or obstacle avoidance, which is recognizing and segmenting obstacle on the road. And next, we have classification, which play a crucial role in various aspects of autonomous driving because vehicles need to be able to differentiate between objects. Unlike us, cars can't recognize the difference between objects like a human and a tree, so we need to classify them by assigning labels on those objects. Classification is used in traffic sign recognition, which identify and categorizing traffic sign and helps vehicles understand and obey traffic rules such as speed limits, stop sign, and yield sign. It also used in vehicle detection, which classify different types of vehicles such as car, trucks, motorcycles, and bicycles, which also helps the vehicle understand the types of object it encounters on the road and respond appropriately. And then lastly, which is pedestrian detection, which recognize pedestrian to ensure their safety. So today we have learned about how computer vision enables autonomous driving, with CNNs or convolutional neural network being the most common type technique for computer vision. And we also get to know about the different types of computer vision tasks and how it apply and allow autonomous vehicles to make informed decision, enhancing safety and efficiency on the road.